Thank you, Mr. Hikind.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, it's wonderful being part of this legislature that understands the value of education, that everybody understands that there is nothing more important than the education of our children, because our children are the future. Our children one day will be here, and they will be everywhere in terms of society. And it's wonderful that we spend tens of billions of dollars to educate our children, maybe as much as $25,000, $30,000 a child. I wish we'd get better results. I think we all wish we would get better results. I mean, this year alone, we're adding to the tens of billions, we're adding another close to $1.5 billion because education is very important. That's we all talk about education. We have our children and our grandchildren, and we value educating our children in schools, at home. It's all very, very wonderful, except we talk about no child being left behind. We've left a lot of children behind this year. We are not helping all children in the state of New York who deserve our help. The education investment tax credit is not in the bill. And this tax credit, you know, we were told that it's going to help the rich. The rich are going to benefit by this tax credit, which is absolutely ridiculous and more than dishonest, because anyone, so-called the rich, it won't affect their income $1 in terms of another dollar in their pocket. They may pay less in state taxes, but they're going to give it to educate our children. That's what that is all about. We're talking about scholarships. We're talking about poor children in all of our districts. They go to Catholic schools, they go to Jewish schools, they go to Muslim schools, they go to other schools. But aren't those children as precious to us in terms of their secular education as the children who attend public schools all over the state of New York? Tens of billions of dollars, and another close to $1.5 billion this year. You know, the governor came to my community. It just happened to be a couple of days before the election. And he spoke about this issue. He said it wasn't about a giveaway. He used the word justice. Well, Governor and my colleagues, there is no justice this year that we could not include. By the way, with $100 million. We're talking about $100 million. It's a lot of money. But in terms of the billions and billions that we spend for public education, by the way, half of the $100 million was going for public education. It would help schools throughout the state of New York in terms of programs. Half the money would be going to public education. By the way, you know, we believe in justice. We believe in fairness. That's a big thing we talk about. Being fair, being sensitive, especially to the poor. We have approximately 80 members in this House who sponsored the bill. 80 is more than 75. An overwhelming majority of the members in this House think it's a good idea, think that it's important, they think it's justice, they think it's fairness. And why we can't help all the children is beyond me. What do I tell a child in my community whose parents are poor, they have difficulty paying their bills, and we could give them a scholarship? we wouldn't be paying their tuition. We're talking about approximately $150 per child. $150 per child. 32 years I'm standing here, passing bills, more money for education, more money for education. Never said it was too much. Never said we were overspending in spite of the fact we weren't getting the kind of return you would want to get if you were involved in business or anything else in terms of results. And we could not do this. Some of the people opposed to this, the vehemence, the anger, this was going to bring down the House. You know, I had a dream last week. I had a dream that the teachers' unions, that they were going to stand up and say that we are for all children, not just most children, but for all children. I was hoping that they were going to say, look, we're interested in public education, as I am. But what about the other kids? And there is no issue of whether this is constitutional or not. That's not an issue. Do you think the governor would support something that isn't constitutional? Come on. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not voting for this. I haven't voted for any part of the budget, and it hurts to do that. It really does. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.